everybody, this is GenJeFT, and
This is Packbat.
we're returning with more reviews of BRC1966. Starting with Absurdist.
Indeed.
What an absurd name, hardy har. Bad joke.
I'm trying to fix the joke, and I'm not coming up with anything. I'm sorry.
What an absurd name. His name is
Like,
Absurdist.
I'm trying to come up with some way to make that funnier, but
Yeah,
I think we better just
not.
leave it to die.
It's dead.
Alright.
Joke died. Stop. Yeah. Nice
Not
car.
bad. Bit funky, but that's kind of a supercar thing.
Yeah.
Because
Twin dual exhausts.
yeah,
Okay, model.
right.
There we go. So zero quality.
Zero quality
Fiberglass?
fiberglass.
Yeah.
So light but expensive,
Yeah.
and not the lightest possible.
No. And again, zero quality on the fixtures.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people just do zero quality because, like, I did zero quality in the 55 because I had no idea what the trade-offs were. I think for race purposes, minus 15 quality on the body panels is best, but yeah.
Every time I've done that and compared the weight afterwards, it didn't save me anything.
It could be a loading glitch. I know it should.
Yeah. It says it should on the tooltip, but it just never did, so I just keep it at zero.
Right. Like, I think what you have to do is you have to go minus 15 and then you go through all the tabs like we did.
Yeah. So this Traverse rear-wheel drive.
Okay, so the little engine sideways in the middle of the car.
Well, it's a V12 sideways in the middle of the car.
Yeah. Okay.
A 3
No
point,
wonder they hit so many-
almost 3.5 liter engine sideways in the middle of the car. That's an achievement.
Yeah. Well, look at the stroke.
Yeah,
This-
and the bore's small, too. Overstroke, under bore. I think he's using a different suspension, too, to get that space in there.
No, it says double wishbone.
Yeah,
so,
double wishbone, so...
So yeah, it's just he made the bore so small that you could fit 6 cylinders each in 2 banks in that space and still have room for the gearbox.
Yeah. That is a tight fit.
Yeah.
Nice power curve, though.
Yeah. Yeah, and obviously you get a ton of smoothness even with the long stroke out of a V12,
Oh, yeah.
which helps a bit with drivability, I think.
Yeah. Forged, and forged.
Right.
Zero quality.
Doesn't increase revs, really, because Forged H-Beam doesn't have revs, but
Yeah.
I think that might change in a future update. It might be that a lighter drivetrain will increase the revs, just because...
There's less force involved. Less
Yeah.
inertia.
I mean, F equals MA, right?
Yeah.
So...
So it's a rather... not a very sporty engine.
Well, I mean, it's super long stroked.
Yeah.
So you don't want to rev it that high.
No. +1 quality on that. Plus 0 quality here. 4-barrel triple carb race.
Yeah, I'm 16.2 reliability.
He's right there at the cusp where if he goes any higher, he loses performance. If he goes any lower, he loses performance.
Yeah, I mean, that's a good place to be.
Yeah.
Although, I wouldn't go down to 16.2. Like,
Oh.
I thought I was pushing it going under 30.
Mine's at like 18 or something, and my car hasn't broken down yet.
Well, there is a lot of luck involved. I mean,
Yeah.
we're talking about, like, the difference between, like, a 10% or 20% chance of failure and a 5 or 10% chance of failure. That's my guess. I haven't done the numbers yet.
Yeah.
I mean, we could
And
ask
the dice roll is all important because there's a guy with like a car reliability of 40 or something that keeps breaking down.
It's like
It can happen.
Yeah, I think that at least as far as car crashes are concerned, they're bias changing up the formula, and it's probably going to be a case where you can make a car have a very low chance of getting wrecked out, and it'll still have some severe accidents, but it probably won't get wrecked out.
Yeah.
And there's some people who really want to drive that way, and lucky for me, I just decided that I'm going to accept the risk.
I like how it's long, tubular, and single, but when you look at the car, while looking at the car, it doesn't look like a single exhaust.
Well, I mean, I won't tell the program if you don't.
Yeah.
All right.
I just wanted to hear the engine run.
Mm,
But I'm not hearing much because my volume is so... Holy cow, that torque curve!
yeah.
That is flat! I didn't notice that until just now.
Yeah. So it's not actually that expensive an engine either. It's less than $3,000.
For V12, that's pretty good. He didn't use any quality sliders. Everything's like 0 across the board for the engine.
Well, yeah. So he's hoping the engine don't blow up.
Yeah. There's a +1 here and there, but...
Yeah. -8 on the transmission on the exhaust because who needs exhaust, right?
Yeah. That is something of note. -8.
Yeah.
Let's just bolt some pipes onto it and call it a day. I think that's actually to, that might boost the engine efficiency a little bit, and it throttles the engine down. So you can use that for power moderation.
It makes sense to like go bigger and negative quality if you want to fine modulate the engine restriction.
Yeah.
Anyway,
+6 on the transmission.
Yeah, automatic locker. It's got pretty quick acceleration off the line.
Yep. And either we've got another glitch with aerodynamics, or he's purposely under-geared his engine.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people do. Oftentimes you never get up to those top speeds.
Yeah.
If we were professionals here, we would like have the top speed that Absurdus reached in all the races to date, but that sounds like work.
So that's 1 sportiness, 0.81 drivability there, right on that red line.
Yeah, at low speeds, it is just very, very linear response.
Yeah. Semi-slicks, which is pretty standard, staggered tires, and look at the offset for the front.
Yeah, I've noticed that widening trapezoid arrangement is good for the rear heavy cars.
Yeah.
So I expect that that's what's happening here.
Solid discs 2, solid discs 1. Front braking is high.
Again, 2 pistons in the front and 1 piston in the rear in a car which has just as much braking in front and rear. It still weirds me out.
Yeah. -1 quality on the brakes.
Eh. It's my final answer.
A weird kink in the handling graph at high speed.
Yeah, okay, so it gets squirrely at high speed.
Yeah. There doesn't appear to be
plenty of cooling.
Yeah, there doesn't appear to be a glitch.
A lot of downforce on the semi-clad down tray.
Oh yeah, he did what I did and just throw downforce in.
Yeah. I imagine that helps. I don't know how much that changes the steering characteristics, but...
It helps at high speed, because instead of, like, lifting 60 pounds, you're only lifting 40.
Ah, yeah, that would help. It would keep it closer to balanced as the speed increases.
Yeah, it's not brilliant, but... Because we don't have, like, fins or lips or anything like that, so...
Yeah.
It's almost... You kind of lose top speed with it, too, but by kicking up the quality of the aerodynamics, you kind of recover it.
I mean, he loses top speed down to 232, and he's gearing it down from the max theoretical top speed, so...
Yeah, he's not losing
It's not
anything.
like he's dying here.
No. Yeah, standard interior, minus 15. Driver assists, and only minus 2. That's different.
So, crappy power steering, but it has power steering.
Yeah.
I say crappy. I'm sure there's somebody out there with power steering and a minus 15.
Yeah. It's like the power steering exists. It might blow up, but it exists.
Yeah.
Or the belt might just rip off, too. That could happen. I don't know.
The power steering pump seizes up and you're fighting it throughout all the corners.
Minus 15 quality on the safety. This one's not selling to anybody. Progressive twin tube passive.
Yeah. Minus 1 quality here, which is... I don't know how that plays out, but...
Quality and suspension is weird.
Yeah. It's straightforward in that you lose comfort.
Yeah.
And prestige, but... Anyway.
You gain time and handling.
It depends. It depends a lot. It has weird, tiny little effects that have effects.
Yeah, it varies from one card to the other. A minus 1 might hurt you. A minus 1 might be a benefit to you. A minus 5 might be a huge benefit. A plus 5 might be a huge benefit. It's like, it just is random from car to car what the suspension does.
Right. So basically it comes down to, do you want to spend 6 hours looking for all those tiny, tiny little optimal points?
Oh, yeah.
Which I don't. Anyway.
Interesting minus 1 and minus 3.
Okay, so it's really a lot of the countering of the sort of oversteery characteristic of the weight distribution is in the camber and the springs. And the sway bar is actually going the other way.
Yeah.
Well, let's see how it works. No,
cornering is not brilliant.
Yeah, not a ton of cornering gray. Track stats.
218 and 79.
You can't see my eyebrow rising.
You can't see mine either.
That's very... Maybe it's got really great cornering somewhere between the small and large circles.
It could.
I remember hearing... Who was it talk about that? Like,
yeah, because I imagine it is calculated.
Sorry.
But you don't see it in the performance.
Sorry, there's some truck going by on my end. I apologize if you can hear that.
Oh, I didn't even notice.
All right. Yeah. Yeah, I don't even. It's... I mean, good job.
Yeah. He's got very good acceleration all around. Mediocre looking cornering, but that time is...
That time is quick.
Yeah.
That's seriously quick. Can I see the overview?
Yeah.
It's not even got tremendous drivability.
No. Got a lot of sportiness.
Like, I was wondering, like, is this car just, like, drivability 600, sportiness 12 or something? But no. It's yeah.
This is one of those oddball cars.
Yeah.
That does really well, and we're not sure why.
Yeah. All right. So, I mean, let me look at my cheat sheet.
And there's what I was talking about with the exhaust, is that doesn't look like a single exhaust. It just didn't render the pipes.
Right. So, a lot of tire wear, but,
well, that's kind of understandable.
Managed to survive a crash in the race at Silverstone and finished 19th. At Snetterton, finished 6th. I didn't write down how anyone finished in the later races, but yeah, it's. Let me look at fuel consumption. Fuel consumption is low, not the lowest we've seen by any stretch, but it's reasonably. Well, no, it's moderate fuel consumption. It's 2 kilograms a lap at Silverstone, 1.45 at Snetterton. So it's in the middle range. Maybe toward the upper end. So yeah, I guess this is just a magic car.
I wonder if it has something to do with this.
I mean, I've noticed that characteristic when it's close to having the grip, but losing it. So it could be that just a slightly smaller circle, it would have the perfect handling characteristics. So you're
Yeah.
getting like 1.3 Gs at 160 kilometers an hour, as opposed
I got a different time this time.
autumn.
Nothing changed.
Uh,
But that is a really quick sector too.
I've made a just for my mental health. I don't even look at this until I see. I'm not even going to worry about this kind of thing until the Unreal update.
Yeah.
If this is still happening in the Unreal update, then I'll make posts in the forums and try to reverse engineer it and so forth. But yeah,
He's getting a really good time back here,
I'm sure. Yeah,
which
like
would be close to his top speed, which is
yeah.
around where this kink is.
I mean that.
So he could be having exceptionally good speed around at high speed around slight corners, far better than anyone else.
I don't know. I think probably I'm guessing that what's happening is in the middle speeds, like somewhere above 50 and below 170 is where the car has a lot more cornering grip than this page is showing.
Yeah.
Anyway, do we want to move on?
Yeah.
Okay.
Lord Red. Or Balthazar, actually. One of these two. Maybe they teamed up. I don't know.
They did actually.
Okay.
Lord Red. This is one of LHE's production cars. Lord Red's going heavy role playing on this, and
Okay.
he got an engine from Balthazar
Okay.
because the overhead valve engines that he was using really didn't work for him.
Yeah. I like the modeling of the car, but the color leaves something to be desired.
It's very period.
Yeah.
I mean, it's.
It just reminds me of the stuff that my cat threw up about half an hour ago.
I was about to make a puke metaphor. And then I was like, well, maybe it's just, very clayey mud.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I don't know. Like, I
Other than the color, I like the
soft
styling.
spot for ugly colors.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have used this particular one, though. All right, so we have +0 aluminum.
Yep.
Front longitudinal.
Solid axle coil in the back.
Right, like I said, this is based on
A production car.
the production car, so it's actually a ladder chassis with
Wow.
body on frame, galvanized steel. It's a front engine rear wheel drive with a solid axle. It's got double wishbones in the front, but this is not really a proper race car. I'm guessing that this is LHE taking advantage of BRC to get a little bit of showing off their vehicles and get a bit of testing.
Yeah.
I mean, auto companies do that. Like, yeah, we could build a custom engine for this, but if we base it on our standard stuff, then we can use the data from driving the nuts off of it to make our cars better in the future.
Yeah, and marketing.
And marketing.
Because, heck, if they happen to win something just using their off-the-shelf components, it's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
Or even if they position in the top 10.
Plus, it makes people really happy who have those cars. And it's like, oh man, they have a car to root for. So,
Yeah.
word of mouth.
Yep. Zero quality crossed all the body parts.
Mm-hmm.
Longitudinal rear-wheel drive. Aluminum. 2.9.
2.9 flat plane V8.
I still like that power curve.
Yeah. It's good looking.
Pretty efficient, too.
Yeah, let's see.
Cast. Yeah, there's no quality slinger back there. Cast, forged, +3.
Yeah, that's a pretty good setup. You get the extra Ron from the forged pistons, and you keep the cheapness of the cast crankshaft and conrod.
Yeah. High, sporty, and +3 quality again.
Yeah.
What's the reliability of this thing?
The engine is 31.7.
31.7, not bad. I didn't have my glasses on, so the screen was a giant smudge for a second. Okay, so nothing there. 4-barrel twin carb performance.
Yeah.
+2. Nothing really, nothing really unusual here.
Yeah. Like, Balthazar, from what I heard, actually, hold on a second. Oh. I have a text document, which is LHE orbital flavor text. Do we want to...
Sure. Take a look at it. I don't have it.
This is actually a modified 1965 orbital, which features fixed headlights. The actual 66 model year featured flip-out headlights. While the original size and shape is maintained, LHE was struggling to produce enough horsepower of the X8M Series V8 they had. In testing, while the car was showing promise, serious decisions were going to have to be made about how safe the car would be. The car was too heavy, and most of the budget was being used up in the tortured 3.8-liter LHE was desperately trying to squeeze ever more horsepower from, with the Comstar being woefully outclassed. And the prep work for the Listi still months from completion, LHE needed help, which came from a Brazilian-based company, Balthazar. Balthazar themselves had a fine power plant at their disposal, the 2901cc all-aluminum DOHC V8. What they lacked was a chassis to make proper use of it. In an unlikely turn of events, LHE and Balthazar struck a deal. LHE would provide blueprints and help with tuning up a ground-up mid-engine platform. In exchange, Balthazar would provide LHE with a few 2901 alloy engines made into 5-speed gearboxes. So, yeah. While not the outright fastest car in the field, LHE is confident that it may be one of the fastest fully fledged production car, albeit highly modified. So yeah, they, Lord Red and I want to say Lotharen? No, not.
Lord Red and Balthazar.
Just a second.
Or Balthazar. I'm mispronouncing that terribly.
Leo. Lord Red and Leo. It was Leonardo 9613 is Balthazar.
Okay.
So they worked together. Leo made the engine. Lord Red just dropped it into their car and tuned it up. And Lord Red gave Leo a body that Leo could fine tune and power.
So standard long tubular, single exhaust, nothing spectacular with the exhausts.
Yeah, it's a good engine. I'd say LHE did well to get it. Let me just calculate the price real quick.
Yep. How are you doing, little kitty? My cat decided to sit on the desk and say hi.
Yeah, it's 2,600. So it's a good, it's a good economical engine.
Yeah.
So, yeah, they.
Trim.
Sorry, go on.
Oh, trim.
Yeah.
Affected by the rain.
Yeah. I mean, it's a front engine rear-wheel drive, so
yeah,
it doesn't have the extra weight on the driven wheels that a lot of the rear-wheel cars do, and it doesn't have the extra weight on the rear that a car like mine does because it's just a really tail-heavy body.
Yeah. +8 quality.
Yeah. Getting a lot of power out of the engine and onto the pavement.
I wonder, because I heard it mentioned, but I wonder if anyone has reached the glitch point with the quality on the transmission.
Where you get more power than 100%?
Yeah.
Possibly. I mean, I haven't done any experiments to tell, so yeah.
Neither have I. Again, this guy hugs that red line.
Magnesium rims.
Light?
Yeah, very light. They don't have a lot of stiffness, but they're light. I mean, less.
It hurts the off-road ability. Oh no.
Yeah, I mean, these vehicles aren't supposed to go off-road.
Yeah, it just strikes me as a really expensive choice, though. Material costs $99.95 compared to $19.99.
Yeah, I don't use it, but a lot of people do, and I can see the logic in it. So it's a calculation I didn't do.
Yeah.
I just guessed that it would be better off using steel.
Yep, 225 and 225.
Yeah.
Solid disc 2, solid disc 1.
Yeah, makes sense on this because we're looking at a front engine car.
Yeah.
A lot of
Plus
quality,
7.
so.
Still a lot of brake fade.
Yeah, and not the best brake distance that I've ever seen,
Yeah.
but
Well, notice the size of the rims.
yeah, they're
Brake pads.
not big.
No. Okay, so semi-clad, no downforce, cooling airflow, enough for the engine with a slight bit of braking, and plus 7.
Yeah, it's pretty reasonable steering behavior at speed too. So
Yep.
I'm looking forward to seeing that.
Basic minus 15, power steering and 0, so he actually has power steering that works.
Yep.
And minus 1 safety. Advanced.
Yeah.
So this guy can actually sell their car.
Yeah, I mean, if they want to sell limited edition racing X8 or overalls, they probably could.
Yep. Progressive, gas monotube passive, and minus 1.2, and then 0 with 0 quality.
Well, you can't have camber on a solid axle in this game.
Yeah, that's right.
You in a real race car, they probably would. Like, there's tricks you can do to, like, I think it ends up like bending the axle a little bit just to get the camber in. But that's not a production car thing, so it's not implemented in automation.
Yeah. It's probably got to be a rough ride, too, with a bent axle.
I don't know. So nice drivability relative to sportiness.
I don't understand how a solid rear axle is good for off-roading when generally they're not an independent suspension. So half the car will only be on... Well, one half the back will be on the ground, the other half will be in the air.
I don't remember what the justification is. I think it might just come down to robustness.
Yeah.
Like, if you have a solid axle, you're less likely to have problems when you hit a rock. Like, there's kinds of reliability that aren't captured in the reliability statistic that you get out of solid axle suspensions.
Yeah. Oh, well.
So,
where are we?
Test track.
Test track. Decent
good
turn.
cornering.
Yeah.
Well, it's decent cornering.
Yeah.
It's better than the previous cars we were looking at with the solid axle as opposed to double wishbone. Not as fast.
No. It hurts in Sector 1 a lot.
Yeah.
Not so much in Sector 2, and Sector 3 is alright as well.
Yeah.
Sector 1 hurts.
Well, I mean, 6.30 to 100, it's almost as fast from 80 to 120 as the previous car we were looking at. Absurdist's car. But that's the second and a half getting off the line. So, I mean, that's one of the things that's going to impact it.
Yeah. It's all around a pretty alright car.
Yeah, and it's very good for a modified production car.
Yeah.
Actually finished in the points at both Silverstone and Snetterton, 30th and 27th. And economical. 1.6 kilograms per lap at Silverstone, 1.09 at Snetterton.
Nice.
Not a lot of tire wear.
It had a lot of tire wear?
No, tire wear is quite reasonable.
Okay.
Like 5.4% front, 4.7% rear at Silverstone. So, yeah.
Next car. Your car.
Yeah. Yeah.
There we go. Ooh, nice.
Yeah. Like, I wanted to do a car. I wanted to build a car that was a little bit bigger as one of my tests when I was doing tests. And then I noticed how good the handling characteristics were of this guy.
Again, one of those cars you weren't planning on submitting, but made and went, well, it does actually quite well.
Yeah. Luckily for me, I
made a decent looking car.
I made it look all right.
Yeah. Unlike mine, it's like, oh, this car's not gonna be the one I submit. I don't care if it looks ugly. Well, damn, it's 3 seconds faster than everything else I've made.
Yeah.
So minus 15.
Minus 15 steel. So it's a heavier car, but not the heaviest car, and I save a lot of money on the bodywork.
Oh, yeah. 0 quality and 0.
Yeah. I might have done quality on the fixtures if I'd had money left over. I don't think I had enough money left over to do anything like that. I never do body quality on the chassis because I haven't figured out the benefit.
Yeah, that's a small engine. We'll get to that in a minute.
Yeah. Less than. Here it is. It's 3.3 liters. It's deceptive.
You have a huge engine bay, so that makes your rather big engine look tiny.
Here's the thing. Like, you know how fuel tank size is based on the footprint of the car?
Yeah.
So, let's see. Your car had 50 kilograms.
Yeah.
49.7. Mine, 61.2.
So you don't have to go for fuel as often.
No, I do, because this car, it has 275 horsepower and is burning like 500 grams per kilowatt hour. So I do. It's still thirsty, but I can complete any race on one stop for fuel.
Nice.
I can do one stop on any race.
And that was
one of my goals. Was I don't want to have to stop twice for fuel.
Yeah. I should actually change my pit strategy, but I haven't bothered to do that yet. Okay, so aluminum overhead cam 4.
Like, I would totally be down with talking about pit strategy at some point, but yeah. Let's go finish the cars first.
Cast, and forged, plus 7.
I thought I might have gone cast, but apparently I went cast, forged, like I've been telling everybody to do.
It kind of sounds like a music. Cast, forged. Cast, forged. I'm going to stop now.
I could hear it. Like, we're talking like, I don't know, 70s electronic music.
Yeah.
Kraftwerk and so forth.
Yep.
You know, it's funny. I heard, like, the beginning of some Kraftwerk song on... Like, I was in the car with my brother, and he had it in his, like, MP3 player or something. And I thought it was a chip tune for a moment. But it's kind of amazing how influential that stuff is.
Everything eventually just comes full circle.
Yeah.
So, good compression, sporty cam, plus 4 quality.
Yeah, I think this is... Yeah, single overhead cam, 4-valve per cylinder. So this isn't as expensive as some of the dual overhead cam setups with 0 quality.
Yeah. 2-barrel triple carb performance. Plus 6.
I like the 2-barrel carbs a lot. It has most of the performance of the 4-barrel, most of the economy of the 4-barrel, and it's more reliable and cheaper.
Yeah.
So
Your valves are hurting a little bit there.
I valve float isn't a big deal when it comes to reliability. I mean, and my driver knows better than to downshift early.
Yeah. Race tubular, single exhaust, none, +3.
I I have no idea why I have a +3 there. I guess it would. I think it was reliability. Like I was looking for ways to get reliability, and that was actually one of the cheaper ways.
Hmm. Still pretty good reliability considering how everything is either going towards yellow, or red.
I'm pushing this. I'm pushing this engine pretty hard, but
It's still good. It can take it.
yeah. I mean, this is one of those things where it's like the scene at the end of the Blues Brothers where they get out of the car having completed the journey that they needed to complete, and the entire car falls apart simultaneously. That's this engine.
Engine cost?
Oh, thanks for the reminder. Yeah, this is super expensive. 3,800.
Yep, definitely one of the more expensive engines.
Yeah, like I was going for a high-speed car. A high-speed with good handling was my thinking, and that meant I needed a lot of power, and I didn't want a heavy engine. If I could have done a V6, I would have done a V6, but a V6 would have had to be even more expensive to get this kind of power.
Yeah, this horsepower to weight limit is pushing the six-cylinder engines beyond what they can cope with.
Except in the lightest cars. The lightest cars have done six-cylinder engines, and they've done them at a reasonable price.
Yeah, but they're not particularly competitive.
I don't know. I don't remember. There might be some V6s up in the top of the field. Anyway, I managed
There's only
to have
like 3 of them. 3 or 4 six-cylinder engines.
Anyway, yeah. So I saved enough money on the body that I still had
Plus
some
9
money for
quality.
quality here.
Oh, 250 is like almost your peak horsepower. What does the engine produce?
275.
275. Okay, so we're not in the glitch range yet.
Yeah, I'm losing 25 horsepower in the drivetrain.
How are some people getting it higher than... Because even at plus 15, it doesn't.
I don't know.
Weird. Back to plus 9.
Yeah.
So, you have problems in the rain.
No, actually. This is wheel spin at low speeds, and we're hardly ever there. So I've actually done fairly well in rainy conditions, because most of the time we're over 80 kilometers an hour.
Yeah.
So, yeah, in first gear, I'm struggling a little bit in the rain, but I don't plan to be in first gear most of the time.
Yeah. A little bit second, but...
No, that's first gear. You're burning out the
first
clutch.
till there?
It's first till here at 80 kilometers an hour.
At 80?
One more line over to the right. That's the shift to second gear.
Ah.
This is a very tall first gear.
Yeah, that is tall.
Yeah, I mean, this is not a car for normal driving.
No.
Like, you would ruin you would go through so many clutches in normal conditions. I mean, you go through so many clutches in race conditions, but that's because you're racing the car.
Yeah. I'd probably go through a lot of clutches, but that's just because it's what I do.
I don't drive, so...
I had to replace... Oh my god. Yep, we're going off in a side story, everyone. My first car. The clutch got so bad, it wouldn't hold first gear anymore.
Oh. That sounds like an issue.
I drove it to the garage, and the mechanic was like, how the hell did you get this here? It doesn't hold first or reverse. I couldn't use fifth gear on the highway, so I was driving down the highway at highway speeds in like either third or fourth gear.
If top if Top Gear were still on the air, I'd want to give them your car. Give them that car.
I wanted to as well.
Like, that is such a cheap car challenge car.
Uh,
And that's exactly how. I mean, yeah, like you learn how to drive the things. What was it? Like, the definition of a cheap car is there's a trick to it.
There's a trick to it. There are lots of tricks to that thing.
Yeah.
My favorite one being the Scandinavian Flick, because it was a front-wheel drive Subaru.
Okay. Front wheel. Yeah. Cool.
That's going to give some people brain hemorrhages. A front-wheel drive Subaru.
I mean, I mean, front wheel drive is fine.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with that.
No, but it's in a Subaru, which is standard all-wheel drive, and I had a front-wheel drive one.
That's a weird option for them to give.
Yes.
As an option.
Yes. It wasn't an option.
Yeah.
That was how it was made. But semi-slick, standard, zero. There's
Big
not much
car
to do
means
with
I can
tires.
have big rims, so I had no trouble at all getting the. I have 13-inch rims and I still have the 225.
Yep.
So that means I can have huge brake rotors in the next tab.
Which helps, because actually your stopping distance isn't spectacular. Never mind.
My stopping distance is perfectly adequate.
Yes.
And I think actually I could even have larger brake rotors if I wanted. No, that's the limit. Okay.
Nope, that's it.
But yeah, like I was able to fit 250s in there, and given that I've got 1.1 tons of car to stop,
Yeah.
I don't have much brake fade.
No.
Not a ton.
Because of the big brakes.
Yep. They've got a lot of brake disc to cool it.
Oh, yeah. Semi-clad. You like to hover above the sport line and...
This
I'm
is the
actually
thing I
amazed at
really
your
liked
drivability.
about this car, and I think the reason why it was so fast is my handling at low speed is on the line. This is my handling at high speed. So little difference.
Yeah.
So, yeah, like this is... It just is very consistent all the time.
You got a very drivable car, considering where the handling line is.
I don't know why, but I'm down with it.
Yeah. Semi-clad, downforce quality, 6. Pretty standard setup for the interior. Safeties, -3 is none. But you can sell your car.
That's the other advantage of going with steel. Like, yeah, we don't have any specialized safety equipment, but there's 300 pounds of steel between you and any accident.
Oh, yeah, and then the engine block.
Not even... Yeah, the engine block's another 300 pounds of steel.
Yeah. Wasn't yours aluminum?
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Yes, yours is aluminum.
And it's... Oh, no, it's 300 pounds. Yeah. Okay. But yeah, like... So you've got 300 pounds of aluminum plus 300 pounds of steel that's wrapping it.
Oh, yeah.
So,
you've got a lot of car between you and whatever you hit.
yeah, and the way their buyer was doing the crash calculations in this season, I'm on the favorable end of any accident that I am in, just because I'm probably the heavier car.
Safety via crushing pain.
Hey, there's lots of people who are signing up to this strategy, like, for future seasons. Just
oh, yeah.
make a tank. I would have done higher safety, but I wanted to save a little bit of money.
Yeah. Nothing spectacular in the suspension area. I guess monotube, I guess, is different.
I don't know. Like, it seemed like a good idea. I wasn't doing any calculations on it. It's not expensive to go from twin tube to gas monotube, and it's a boost to everything. So
yeah.
Like, this is kind of a disturbingly simple car.
Yeah.
But, like, look at the cornering grips.
Which is very good. And your downforce, too.
Yeah.
Good cornering. don't have a problem with downforce. Your acceleration from 80 to 120 is very good. 5.6 is good.
Yeah.
And heavy.
It's actually a 48-52 weight distribution.
Yeah, so it's rather balanced, really.
Yeah, like that's the other thing I noticed. Like the first thing, I think that's the first thing I noticed was the weight is actually pretty balanced, even though it's front engine rear-wheel drive. And then the second thing I noticed was that handling curve.
Yeah.
And look at the track stats.
221. Oh wait.
Yeah. So
which is quite good.
It's a good time.
Have you finished in the points?
Yes, every
Nice.
race actually.
It's better than my car.
I was third in the Silverstone, third at Snetterton. I think I was like ninth at Knockhill, and that was because I got in an accident on like lap 3. And I want to say like 4th at Oulton Park. I'm second overall right now.
Yeah, which is really good, considering you're not the fastest or best handling car on paper.
On paper, my car is weird.
Yeah.
It is a very boring kind of weird, but it is not what you expect.
Yeah, and in practice it works very well.
Yeah, no, like I put this thing together and I had like 4 different cars. One of them I discarded immediately because it was crap, but this was one of 3 cars that I was seriously considering, and I thought it was good. Like it does have significant tire wear. I mean, a lot of tire wear, but again, it's balanced. Like at Silverstone, 6.24% in the front, 6.36% in the back. Practically the same tire wear front and rear.
Yeah.
So it's a lot of tire wear, but like, I mean, basically, my car just gets slower, and that's the only difference as far as the driver needs to be concerned. They have to brake earlier, and they have to turn the corner slower.
Yeah.
And they have to be a little bit more gentle with the accelerator in first gear. And otherwise, they're driving the same car for the entire race.
Which is nice.
Yeah.
No weird
It's not
quirks.
implemented in the robot, but like from a role playing perspective, I love it.
Yeah. And there we go.
So yeah, that was the last car from the first batch of cars.
Yep,
We have a bunch
so-
more cars that people have sent in since.
Well, we can do those in 2 batches of 3.
Okay.
And we can do those later this week, because we're going to do the front-wheel drive thing, which will be a separate video.
All right.
And then I have work to do.
All right.
Because I've got to write a newspaper article. I don't know why the editor invited me to do so, but apparently I've got to write a newspaper article now.
Well, I mean, you've heard what they say.
To
If you
report.
want something done, ask a busy person.
Yeah.
So,
Well, maybe I'll post it on the forum. I don't know. Probably not. It's not going to be anything anyone's interested in. Okay, so see you next time. Next time will be the 2 front-wheel drive cars that we have. 3 that we did as tests.
yep. And after that, we'll start looking at the cars that people have sent in since we started the series.
Yep. See y'all.